And not just in the land, but even in the churches, pride and rebellion is coming under judgment. Why? Because God is making a purpose to clean house. Why? Because he's coming back for a bride without spot or blemish, and he's soon to come. Somebody let out the first trumpet. Oh, no, come on. I got to help you. We only got to deal with a few more trumpets. There's somebody tell me that was just the first trumpet. Dealing with pride and rebellion. Then we go to the second trumpet in verse 8 of chapter 8. The Bible says that a great mountain is burned with fire and cast into the sea, and the sea creatures are killed and ships are destroyed. Mountains are symbols of strength and power and protection, representative possibly of a great kingdom or a powerful institution. Symbolic of an immovable force. Somebody say an immovable force. And mountains were also places identified with pagan worship. You see it all throughout the Bible, and they worship this God on this high hill. They worship this God on this high mountain. And they worship this God on this high hill and under every green tree. And so what we look at, and the ships were indicative of military might and commerce and trade. In other words, you got military strength and money. And so what we have is people who were trusting in their military might and their money, and did not believe that because they had military strength and money, destruction could not come their way. But God says, I'm going to send a judgment on your might and your money. You trusting in your might and your money. But I want to let you know that your might and your money is nothing compared to a mighty God. Can I talk to somebody who think they got it all together because you got a little money? And think you might got it all together because you got a little know-how, you got a little sense, you got a little intelligence, you got a little this, you got a little that. Can I tell you that nothing that doesn't mean anything if you don't have the protection of the sovereign God? God in a moment can take away your money. What happens if all the military might is gone? What happens if you lose your natural mind and can't think straight? Your intelligence is gone. What happens if all your money is gone? But God looking for people not putting their trust in all these things. See, one of the things that happens is that people run and trust after all these things that cannot save them. Psalmist declares that some trust in horses, some trust in chariots, but we, somebody say we. So we. Look at somebody tell them, I'm part of the we. I'm part of the we. I put my trust in the name of the Lord our God. Why? Because the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The name of the Lord, and the righteous run therein, and they are safe. There's on idolatry. Somebody say idolatry. How can I say that God's one thing that God is coming against in this season, in this hour, is idolatry. Man is worshiping some of everything. They're worshiping this, they're worshiping that, they're worshiping cows, they're worshiping dogs. They put a higher price on dogs than they do on human lives. You let somebody kill a dog and they'll have the entire Congress up in arms, but let a life be killed and you can't even find anybody to protest that. And then when somebody begin to protest that, everybody get up in arms because we protest. Now we're terrorists and we're racist and all this stuff. But the devil is a liar. But you got special interest groups that's going to the Congress and the door of the White House because a puppy got hit by a truck. Oh, all you got to do is search it, research it. Got these special interest groups, they lose their mind. You look like you're going to abuse a dog and they lose their mind. Have you thrown in jail as quick as you can say ouch. And it's a shame. Because you can get caught on video killing somebody. And not spend a day in jail. There's a spirit that's been unleashed in the land. We got to understand where the warfare is. We got to understand what's going on. Judgments that's been released. I know people don't like to hear about judgments and stuff like that. They think, oh, you a doomsday preacher. Oh my God, you one of these fire and brimstone preachers. No, I'm just preaching Bible. Because the day of the Lord includes judgment. And we got to understand that the judgment is not on the people of God, it's on the wickedness of the land. Because if I'm in right standing with God, I'm okay. But God is judging wickedness. He's judging evil. And that's been from Genesis all the way through to Revelation. And it's amazing to me how people, they was talking about it, oh, that God is a God of love. Yes, He is. That's why you're still here. It's because of His great mercy that we are not consumed. His compassion or His love for me don't fail, they fail not. Great is thy faithfulness. If it had not been for His love, I'd been out of here a long time ago. So I know He's a God of love. I know He loves me. But in the midst of that love, He still judges sin. Oh, look at somebody tell me, oh, He judges sin. How do I know He did? Look, remember the last time you sinned and thought you got away with it? And you begin to pull the covers off some stuff. And you had to go back faster and quick in a hurry and repent, fall on your face and start saying, Lord, forgive me. Don't expose everything because it's going to mess me up. And He was merciful. I know I'm talking to somebody, they ain't got to raise their hands, nothing like that. I know so much. I say, I thank God for His mercy. I thank God for His mercy. I thank God He didn't pull the cover off of everything. I thank God that He didn't expose me. I thank God that His love covered a multitude of sins. Judgment on the idolatry of the land. How much time I got? How much time is that? I got to move quickly. It's a trusting in man's ideology, man's philosophy, man's way of thinking, man's military strength, man's economy. But God is beginning to pull that stuff down, that high-minded stuff, that exalted stuff. But that's why the Bible declares that for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, arguments, ideologies, philosophies, all that stuff, and every high thing, somebody say every high thing, that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. I don't care what anybody says, before it's all over and done with, the world that we're looking at that's going to hell in a handbasket, they're going to bow their knees and declare that Jesus is Lord. Why? Because God knows how to get our attention. He knows how to get our attention. That's just the second trumpet. Somebody says second trumpet, second trumpet. Third trumpet. The Bible says that the waters and the rivers were made bitter. There was a star that fell from heaven. Fire fell from heaven and hit the waters and the rivers, they were made bitter. Waters represent life. Waters represents abundance. Waters represents prosperity. Water represents all the good in life that you can. Waters represents refreshing and renewing and sustaining. It's in general, it's a representative of life along with a whole other stuff. But what has taken place in this scene, that the waters were made bitter. Somebody say bitter. Bitter. Can I deal with somebody whose life you feel like your life has been made bitter? That feel like things were going well and things was going good, but all of a sudden something took place and caused you to have a bitter spirit, a bitter attitude, a bitter disposition, a bitter outlook. There's some bitterness that took place in your life that you trying to figure out where in the world this come from. I used to be nice and sweet and folks used to be able to talk to me, but now I'm bitter because life has dealt me a deadly blow and I don't know how to handle this season that I'm in. That's what Naomi did when she was in Moab and lost her husband and her two sons, came back to Bethel with Ruth, and she said, don't call me Naomi, because that God has dealt so with me, but call me Mara, which means bitter. Life has a way of changing your outlook. The Bible says, life or the waters, as a result of this judgment sent from heaven, those who are opposed to the will of God. Life had turned bitter. And the bitterness was so severe that men began to die. Anybody ever been so bitter you felt like dying? Oh, I'm going to talk to some real folks. I'm going to meet you where you're at. I'm going to meet you where you're at. They probably should have warned you before I came over. I deal with some real issues. Anybody ever felt you've been so bitter in life? Things have happened in your world that you just felt like I wanted to die. I don't want to be here no more. Life has gotten you to a place where I don't even know if I can wake up in the morning. I don't even know if I can live. I don't even know if I want to get up out of bed. I don't even know if I want to get from underneath these covers. I wish I could just pull these covers up over my head and go to sleep and not wake up. That's how bitter life has made some of us. That's how bitter life has caused some of us to feel. When I used to think about loving folks, now I can't love nobody. And I believe I'm so bitter, I don't even know if anybody gonna love me. I've been so hurt and rejected and so messed up by folks, and it caused me to be bitter. I don't know if I can receive real love even if it came my way. Oh my. Somebody shout bitter.
Bitter. Oh my. Jesus.
And because the waters were dried up, they were not useful for consumption, no longer good for nourishment. The folks that depended on the water began to die. They had nothing to sustain. Isn't it something when it feels like life has taken all the best out of you? And it feels like you have nothing left to live for. When life pulls out of you what you consider the best thing that ever happened to you, and you're left dry and empty with nothing to nourish and renew. Somebody say bitter.
Bitter.
Yeah. I got to move on, but I feel a move of God in that area right now. Somebody in here dealing with some bitterness. But you've been dealing with some stuff that you've been bitter about for a long time. You've been dealing with some stuff that's been weighing on your heart and your mind and your spirit. Things that have dried you up and caused you to lose your joy, caused you to lose your gusto, if you will. That's an old folks term. Caused you to lose your get up and go. I used to be happy about the things of God, but now I'm just going through the motions. Why? Because things have made me bitter. I used to be glad about the service of God, about the coming to the house of God and giving Him praise with everything that I've got. But life has worked me over so much till I'm bitter. It's just enough for me to get up and move. It's just enough for me to get up and put my clothes on and make it to the house of God. But the devil is a liar. Not another day will you stay bound by that spirit. But God is removing the bitterness out of your life. I need somebody to give God praise here. James tells us we got to be careful that we don't allow root of bitterness spring up, cause us to miss out on what God has in store for us, like Esau did. In the midst of a bitter moment, gave up his birthright for a pot of stew, a bowl of soup, as my apostle would say. He gave up everything that was rightfully due him because at a moment of bitterness, he thought it was worth nothing. The devil is a liar. Don't let what folks have done to you cause you to think that what God has in store for you is worth nothing. The devil is a liar. Anything worth having, anything that God has promised you is worth holding on to. Don't let the enemy trick you and deceive you out of what rightfully belongs to you.